evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Late for the Party on Anchor FM. I am your host, Melodious. Man, yes. I hope you guys liked the couple segments I did, which was the Wallflowers Journal. That was the first episode to where I talk about depression and a lot of other things and talking about overcoming such obstacles and getting help and everything else. And I must say, it was a refreshing way to represent something that, it holds pretty dear to me. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I should be doing another segment of it, which should be based on addiction. So whenever you guys get a chance, stay tuned to the next episode of Wallflower Journal, which will be episode 2. So either way, but this is the In My Mind segment of Late for the Party, which I love doing and love talking about because, hey, it's wonderful thing to talk about, especially pop culture, when it comes down to movies, TV, film, all of that. But there is a couple of topics that it is kind of that brings up that I want to bring up, because not only that I feel that it's necessary to talk about, but there's just a lot of things that just has to it might be politically incorrect, it might be politically correct, who knows? But I think there's just a fine line when it comes down to certain things that is needed and then when it's unnecessary. So today's topic is basically going to be about how film, from TV and movies alike, has been pretty much tokenizing certain characters in most of the films or movies that's been coming out from the source material that it's already been coming from. Now, and I think it's really starting to get a little too much to where it's okay, now they're just changing just to be changing. And I'm like, is it really necessary? I mean, alright, for instance, there's been flack about Mary Jane, Zendaya, who has been in Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man films. She was in Homecoming, now she's in Far From Home. And she is playing MJ, which is supposed to be an interest to Mary Jane Watson. Mary Jane Watson. Peter Parker. So, don't get me wrong. To me, I feel and then it's just a lot of things that's been going on with it to where it looks like most of the characters that are in the films, like Flash Thompson, in the comic books, most of the characters are all white in the comic books. It is what it is. It's not like reinventing the wheel. Look, you can't, it's just do what you gotta do. It's okay, most of their characters is white. Fine, let them be white. It doesn't make sense to me to where, everybody is getting changed around. Flash Thompson is this kid in the new films, which I'm he's just not the Flash Thompson I remember. Don't get me wrong, Flash Thompson was a dick, but it wasn't he towers over Peter. He picks on Peter. This kid picks on him, but he just picks on him just because he's just being a dick. But aside from all of that, and it's kind of even with Flash, or with Iris West and everybody, then we get a Black Wally West. And don't get me wrong, it's all good, but I've been reading the comic books and the source material, and he was white. Wally West is white. Iris West is white. Iris is white. Hey, let him be white. You know, it's fine. There's just certain things that just make sense to me and doesn't. I did not like Fantastic Four, where fucking Michael B. Jordan was Human Torch. Didn't make no fucking sense. It didn't make sense to me at all. That shouldn't have never have happened. Even with Will Smith being Deadshot. You know, it's like, okay, if you're gonna do all that, and it stems to me, if you're doing that to characters who really don't matter, but if you're making, your characters who are usually, the star of the show, or you can't do that to your main characters, damn near. It's like going, oh, but what if you did that to what if we do that to Black Panther? No, you can't do that to Black Panther, because it doesn't make any sense to where, okay, you turn Black Panther white. Here's a good one. Now, I could bring up the argument with Nick Fury being Samuel Jackson playing Nick Fury. Now, keep in mind, in the comic books, Nick Fury's white. Straight out. Let's just call it what it is. Nick Fury is white in the comic books. Now, in the original comic books, in the Ultimate series of the comic books, in the Ultimates, they decided, the artist and the writer decided to make Nick Fury black. But not only they made him black, they made him look like Samuel Jackson, like he did in Shaft. They just made him look like Shaft. They made Nick Fury in the Ultimate series look like Shaft, but with an eye patch and a couple scars on his face. Now, keep in mind, when they did that, it was supposed to be a different series. So that's fine that they kind of just deviated from it. So there's some value. It's not like an Elseworld or anything like that, like a What If. But, and it's funny that, Samuel Jackson was gonna sue Marvel for the likeness that they were using, because, they weren't supposed to do that, so he was gonna sue them. But instead of suing them, he was like, okay, when you do movies of this, I get to play Nick Fury. And look at that. He's been Nick Fury since that entire damn time. So that's one thing. But the whole thing with Nick Fury being black and everything else, they went with the because like I said, he was in the Ultimate series. They made him black in the Ultimate series. So nothing's wrong with that to me. But when you're giving it flack because now it's just starting to get a little too rampant when it comes down to everybody's getting the tokenized facelift, everybody. Well, if that's the case, then just don't reinvent the wheel. Just invent something else to me. There's so many other characters in the lore, in the entire mythos of every character. To me, you don't have to make Mary Jane black or anything, or to me, honestly, you don't have to make Mary Jane black. You don't have to make freaking Michael B. Jordan Human Torch or Iris West fucking black and everything else too. And it's coming from me being a black man. There's so many other characters now that should get some more exposure and light and everything else. You know, fuck it. Like, you know, keep Blade black, keep Black Panther black, you know, keep the Fantastic Four white, keep Mary Jane white. Shit, in some aspects, keep Iris and all of them white. I'm sorry, like, that's how I read them in the comic books. I wasn't tripping about, oh, why are there not enough, black people in Spider-Man when, like, that's how they were written and how it was. It wasn't because it was being racist or anything to me. It was just like, okay, but when Black Panther and stuff like that came about, then you started seeing more so in that aspect, which is fine. You know, or like, prime example, if you want a black Spider-Man, okay, you could do a Spider-Man film, but just do it about Miles Morales. You know, he's black and half Puerto Rican, right? Just do a story about, just do the movie about him. You know, it's just like reinventing like what they did with Venom and how they like, well, that's not really the same. It just, Venom was shit. That was just shit, okay? Just like Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan. That was shit, okay? And like even Flash and like, alright, here's another one. A black Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen was a frail, freckle-faced, damn orangish, red-haired dude. That's what I remember about Jimmy fucking Olsen. Not bald, damn near mountain of muscle and all of that. Like, and look, it's coming from me. It's coming from a black man. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm getting sick and tired of Muggs sweating all these people, all these guys, and all these folks getting all these roles and characters, like, you know, Zendaya being Mary Jane, and nothing's wrong with that, but it's like, for everybody who turns, like, for everybody who becomes one of these characters, now it's just starting to become like, everybody's turning into all of this. Everybody's being, like, everybody has to have, like, it's all token, like with Jimmy and Mary Jane and Iris and all of that stuff. And, like, even, like, Deadshot up in, Suicide Squad. And, you know, it kind of throws me off just a little bit. It throws me off because it's like, when you got the main characters who like damn near like main and supporting characters who don't, who, like, we all know the description, and it's not just because I'm just being, like, you know, race, it's not even a racist thought in it. I just feel like the content within itself, like, prime example, like, fucking, the point of freaking The Rock wanting to play John Henry in one of his films that he's producing for. Fuck that. If you gonna do something like that, it's like, fucking give it to freaking Michael Coulter, the dude played Luke Cage. Give that to him, you know? Like, you know, they were saying, like, there's not enough white people in Harlem. Like, there's not enough white people in Luke Cage. Hello? It's Luke Cage. Or like, there wasn't enough white people in Black Panther. Dude, come on. You got everybody in everything. You got everybody in all the other movies that's been about everything. You know what? And rightfully so. Keep the ones you got. We don't have to tokenize any of the characters who've already been, like, you don't have to water them down for who they were. Look, Mary Jane was a red, white-haired girl. Red, white-haired girl. A white, redhead girl. That's how I remember her. You know, and low-key, I kind of had a little crush on her when I was growing up. So, there you go. There you have it. You know? But especially when Kirsten Dunst played her up in the Tobey Maguire one. She actually looked good as a redhead. But either way, and I mean, fuck it. Like, you just can't reinvent the wheel. Like, even with in Spider-Man Homecoming, you know, Liz, who is Harry Osborn's baby mama and everything, and in the comic book she dates Foggy Nelson, who's Ace Boone Coons with who's Matt Murdock's Ace and everything. It's just kind of like, you know, like, you don't have to change the preference and the color of the character of the mains or the supporting cast. I mean, the supporting characters. Honestly, just keep them the way they are. Just keep them the way they are. You don't have to, like, change. Like, you can't do anything about it now because it's already set in stone. I mean, all you could do is just redo it over. But we don't need another 56 Spider-Men. Just like we don't need like the whole, like the main reason why I trip about this so goddamn much, because just watching the debacle with Captain Marvel in general. Not only that they gender swapped the original Marvel with fucking Annette Bening, and nothing good came from that. You know, it was just piss poor writing. And then they downplayed Monica Rambeau, who was Captain Marvel herself, who had no, like, you know, they pretty much tokenized, and the sad part is, they pretty much tokenized Captain Marvel. And honestly, it's just like they just went with Carol Danvers, which honestly, I feel like that was the weakest one that you could work with. Like, you could have used anybody. Like, you could, if you really wanted to get down to brass tacks, you could have used fucking Monica Rambeau. I don't think, we got Black Panther, so we don't need another black, strong woman who had a strong father figure. Which, honestly, and that's another thing that pisses me off, of, like, you know, Monica Rambeau was looking up to fucking Carol Danvers, calling her auntie and shit. When you read the comic books, like, that bitch never said anything, called her anything, well, not to call her a bitch or anything, but they never, she never even knew who Carol Danvers was. You know, not only that you downplay the fact that she used to be Miss Marvel, but, you know, you made Carol Danvers, you made a minor character that goddamn important, which honestly, you didn't even really do that much justice for the movie that she was even in. You know, and I mean, they tokenized her down to the T, so it's kind of like, it could go bad either way. So my thing is, it was just, I mean, just with Flash and stuff like that, I mean, it goes pretty far. The reach is pretty far. And it's like, you know, now you're starting to see it. I'm starting to see it a lot more, which I'm like, why? And I can see the understanding of it, because, like, when I pick up the comic book, guess what? They're still white. You know, like, even when Kingpin, God rest his soul too, when Michael Clark Duncan played Kingpin, that didn't make any sense to me either. I mean, you needed somebody big and white, but then look at freaking Vincent D'Onofrio playing fucking Kingpin up in the series on Netflix of Daredevil, which was 10 times better than, which was 10 times better. Like I say, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you're gonna do, like, okay, if you're gonna do a Ghost Rider, you know, like, okay, you don't have to make Ghost Rider black. If you're gonna do a Ghost Rider movie, you don't have to do a Ghost Rider and turn them black, Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch, you know, black or Hispanic or anything like that. No. If you want to do a Ghost Rider film, just do a Ghost Rider film with fucking Robbie Reyes. That makes sense to me. Or do a Spider-Man with Miles Morales. You know, you don't have to make Peter Parker black or anybody like that. Just fucking, like, the most disappointing one was fucking Fantastic Four. Okay, you got so fucking lazy with that shit to not only that you turn fucking, you turn fucking Johnny Storm black, but you keep his sister white, and you do some bullshit, like, explanation of, some reverse Webster shit, to where, like, the black family adopted a white girl, and it's kind of like, word, if that was the case, then why don't you just make fucking Susan black? That doesn't make any sense to me either. But if you were gonna go that fucking route, you should have made her black anyway. Okay, they're brother and sister. Bam, crisis averted. The fact that, like, you know, she's just fucking an adopted family. She was adopted. Like, why, really? You got to make shit so fucking complicated than just like, okay, brother and sister. Okay, let's make them look alike. Boom, crisis averted. It just doesn't make any sense to me to where, like, they thought it was a good ass, or better yet, here's another one. Well, Catwoman wasn't Selena Kyle, the one with Halle Berry, and that was shit. That was shit. But, you know, that was a different take on Catwoman, which honestly, even though it wasn't Selena Kyle and all of that stuff, it was just its own different version. It was just a woman dressed up like a cat, all of that other cheerful shit. And honestly, like I said, if you're gonna sit here making drama of reinventing the wheel when you don't really have to, just do a different style. You know, like, they tried, it was unsuccessful, that was it. Just like with Spawn, the Michael Jai White Spawn. When his friend in the comic book, Terry Fitzgerald, he's a black man. But in the movie, they made Terry Fitzgerald D.B. Sweeney. So, I mean, and D.B. Sweeney's white. So, it doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna go the whole route, go the whole route. Don't be like, oh, well, we gotta sprinkle this in here just so we can appease the masses. Fuck all that. The source material is the way it is. Honestly, if you want to see more characters and everything, okay, do the Captain America with Isaiah. Do the new Captain America with, like, the first black Captain America, where the story where Captain America, before Steve Rogers, they were experimenting the super soldier serum on black folks before they started giving it to start doing it with with white folks. That's just as dope. You don't have to make Steve Rogers black, or anything like that, or just so you can appease the status quo. If you want status quo, then give us more characters who are of a different race. Like, give more characters more time to shine. Like, you know, fuck it, let's get Blue Marvel coming out, hopefully. You know, let's give people some time, there's more books out there like they did with Blade. Blade was a sucky comic book. But shit, the reason why Blade was so successful because it's fucking Wesley Snipes. And it was a horror movie. Technically, it was an action horror. And it was rated R. And honestly, if it wasn't for Blade, we wouldn't have all the success in comic book movies that we have now. Honestly. If it wasn't for Blaze, Trailblaze, if it wasn't for fucking Blade blazing the trail, we wouldn't have all the whack movies we had come out, so we would finally start getting some new shit. Let's even bring it into more of another aspect. Fucking Aquaman. Now, Aquaman is blonde hair and blue eyes. But he's half Atlantecan. His mom's white as snow. His mom's Nicole Kidman. His dad was Jango Fett from fucking Star Wars. So it's kind of like, you let some shit slide, I guess. But then all the other Atlanteans look like Patrick Wilson and fucking Willem Dafoe. What the fuck? Like, are you serious? Like, the only people that looked the way they were supposed to look was fucking Mira in Black. Mira, right? Was played by Amber Heard. Yeah. She was fine as frog hair too. So and then fucking Black Manta. They fit the bill. It makes more sense that way. I don't expect, that's one thing to, talk about, but Aquaman is kind of I'll just let it slide, because honestly, it's Aquaman probably, I don't know what the fuck Aquaman looked like. He just looks white to me in the comic books, so it's just kind of it was good, the movie was good, and I wasn't really mad at it, and I don't mind the fact that, Jason Momoa, he's dope too, and he could look any kind of look he looks. So I'll leave him alone. But even with the Nick Fury rant, it's fucking Nick Fury, so it's it's Samuel Jackson. Like I said, in the comic books, they drew him as a black man in the Ultimate Series. They just did a toss-up of who was more popular, the black one or the white one. So they decided to go with the black one. That's fine. Because you can at least say, not only he in the comic books he was white, but he was also black. But you can't say that. Well, also I could flip about Monica Rambeau being a fucking child. They tokenized the character. They dialed her down when she was shit. Honestly, let's just call it what it is. Monica Rambeau was more of an important character in the comic books than even Carol Danvers was in the comic books. Matter of fact, when you get down to brass tacks, Carol Danvers was in a fucking coma, courtesy of Rogue from the X-Men, when Rogue was working with Mystique and she was a bad guy. She absorbed her memories and her powers, which gave Rogue, whoever watched the comic books back in read the comic books and watched the cartoon back in the day on Channel 11, She got her powers that way. That's how Rogue was able to fly and have superhuman strength, because she stole Miss Carol Danvers' powers and stole her memories. So, I mean, and think about it like that. Nothing happened to fucking Captain Monica Rambeau. Matter of fact, Monica Rambeau was the leader of the Avengers. She had her own team. It was a dysfunctional lot because she had Dr. Druid, Namor, Thor, She-Hulk, and Black Knight, which all were dysfunctional as fuck. But guess what? She held it down, and she was the leader of the Avengers while she was still on par, leading the team while she was working with Captain America as he was the team of another group. Well, the other Avengers. Which, honestly, let's just call it what it is. I mean, you just... It doesn't make sense to me, but, you know, it is what it is. You know? But I guess that's how I feel about when it comes down to, like, the source material. I mean, if you're gonna... Like I said, if you're gonna do something, if you want to do like, oh, why you gotta turn this character into this character? Why you gotta make this character black? Why you gotta make this character white? Why you gotta make this, why they were never like this in the comic books or anything else like that? I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. But my thing is, if that's the case, then we need to start having more films with other characters of different ethnicities. Honestly, they don't have to change Spider-Man. They don't, like I said, they don't have to make Peter Parker black. They don't need to do anything like that, or make fucking Blade white, or fucking Black Panther white, or anything like that. Just, like, you know, give us Blue Marvel, make Blue Marvel fucking Will Smith, because he fits the bill like a motherfucker. Watch. I mean, he kind of gave you a blueprint of Hancock. Just like fucking Nick Fury was Augustus Gibbons in the whole Triple X shit. To where, like, he could play a fucking spy and all that stuff. With a fucked up eyeball and everything else. Ta-da! But, you know, just, damn, man, like, come on, like, motherfuckers are so fucking worried about trying to appease everybody. Oh, we gotta make this person this way, we gotta make this person that way. Like, dude, it's already etched in stone. You don't have to, like, redo it over. Just make new fucking people. Like, if you want to do if you want to do the new Miss Marvel, just do the new one. Well, it should have been with Carol Danvers before you up and make the decision of using Kamala Khan. Or just have both of them broads in there. Just like you have fucking, you know, with Ant-Man. Okay, they had Ant-Man, but they chose to run with the Scott Lang version of Ant-Man. But they still didn't knock off the fact that Hank Pym was the original Ant-Man as well. Or, like, you know, they added Hope Van Dyne, who is the daughter of Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne. And they brought Janet Van Dyne in it and made her Michelle Pfeiffer. So, see? That works. That fucking works. You know? I mean, real talk. I mean, you kind of like, you know, you don't have to, like, go the whole extra mile by just changing their fucking gender or changing their fucking character. I mean, their skin color. I mean, if that's the case, then just give me some more new characters that I can relate to and make more popular. Or make popular, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Like, Black Panther, there's more, like, Black Panther, Luke Cage. Let's see, there's Black Panther, there's Luke Cage, there's Blade, there's, Blue Marvel, he's dope as well, I mean, shit, you got, like, even the girl from The Runaways is kind of, same thing. You got Cloak and Dagger. I mean, you got a few things out there that you can move with. You can shake things up, and it works. It works that way. But, I mean, if you're gonna, like, change up the whole dynamic of, like, like, okay, fucking Colossus is Russian, but you make him American. Or here's a good one, making Storm. You know what? If real talk, y'all gonna hate my fucking guts, but I don't give a shit what you say. If you're gonna make Storm, right? Yo, make Storm like what she is. She's from Africa. Like, Storm's from Africa. She's from Egypt, but she's from Africa. Make her dark skinned. She don't need to be looking like fucking Halle Berry and shit like that. Or some light skinned female. Like, come on, dude. Real talk. Haven't we learned from, like, the Ghost in the Shell shit? I mean, I'm kind of glad Alita Battle Angel kind of, like, they warped the girl's face to look like she was an animation and stuff like that, so it kind of works. That's how you roll. That's how you deal with shit. That's how you hook things up. But, you just, oh, well, we're gonna make this person this way, and we're gonna make this person that way. Dude, just, like, leave shit alone, leave it the way it is, and just if you want to do a Spider-Man to where, like, you want the black character and anything like that, or, give us a different ethnicity, fine, just give me the Miles Morales Spider-Man movie. We already got that in Spider-Verse. That's just as dope. Shit, and honestly, Miles Morales is probably one of the most popular characters in Spider-Man next to fucking Spider-Man. next to Peter Parker. Actually, I like his story just as much, if not more, than what Peter Parker's been going through. Now they have to change so much about Peter now in the comic books because, okay, like, how long you gonna be a freelance reporter, bro? You live in fucking, like, how long you gonna be a freelance reporter? You live in fucking, like, New York, nigga, like, you live in fucking New York, nigga, like, come on, you can't be just taking pictures and just expecting, I mean, like, they made this nigga hard, they made fucking Peter Parker's life hard as fuck in the comic books, because it's like, this nigga can't pay his rent, he can't do shit, like, this nigga just, he felt like, dude, he damn near could be that way, like, yeah, I can't pay my rent, I'm trying to figure it out, like, this nigga's going through life, but now in the comic books, he runs his own, like industry, like, he's like his own version of Tony Stark, but now he's just trying to, like, figure shit out, now he's got, Parker Industries, so now he's, like, inventing shit because he's a brilliant mind, give us something like that, like a new Spider-Man movie, but this one's about Miles Morales, and, like, Peter was trying to figure some shit out, and then he got hit with the radioactive spider and shit like that, shit, don't reinvent the wheel. Just give us something else other than the wheel. That's how I feel. So, I know I ranted about that. I hope you guys like it. Please comment on anything about this, because goddamn, 40 fucking minutes? I've been blowing this fucking long, not literally, but I've been blowing this damn long, blowing my lungs out this fucking long, and it went over 40 fucking minutes. Okay. I know you guys ain't probably gonna listen to this that fucking long, but either way, goddamn. Alright, yeah, y'all. This is the In My Mind segment on Anchor FM. I am your host, Melodious, aka The Modern Marvel, also known as Coverboy. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and support the podcast. Yes, I am on Spotify as well, just as Google Play Music and Apple, the Apple podcast one too. So go ahead and check it out. I'm on all types of social media. Look under Coverboy127, even on PlayStation. So if you want to get down on the video games, get down on some fighting games, I am ready. Bring all comers. Let's get busy. Let's do this. Shit, I'm ready. Let's go. But either way, I'm your host, Melodious, and as always, you guys, oh yeah, and the t-shirts too. Like I said, hit me up on my Instagram and everything else. I think I just turned it into a business page, so if you want to hit me up on my emails and everything else, so I can like hit you up with like what kind of shirts, what kind of size and everything else. If you're a subscriber, I'll pop it for, this is what I'll do. If you're subscribed to the channel, I'll pop the t-shirt for 10. If you're not a subscriber, but you want to support, I'll spot it for 20. So there you have it. Doesn't matter what size. I go from between small to extra, I go from medium to extra large for girls, and then I go from, let me back that up. Small, medium. So I go from medium to extra large for girls, and I go from medium to large to double X for boys, for guys. So yeah, I had to like really dial that back real quick. So I'm only got one particular color right now, and that is black. So if you guys want a t-shirt, please hit me up on my Instagram and DM me or leave me a comment. Or no, not a comment. DM me or hit me up on my email. You'll be able to find that on my Instagram on username Coverboy127. So yeah, guys, I'm your host, Melodious. Like I said, I am your host, Melodious, aka Coverboy, the Modern Marvel. And as always, y'all, it's okay to be late for the party, but never ever be late for the fun. God damn, 40 fucking minutes. I can't believe that shit. Jesus Christ. 43 fucking minutes. Oh my God.